Hi everyone. Today, what I'm going to talk about, the feeling that I'm going to talk about, is something that is very, very, very rampant. I have been dealing with this throughout my career as a therapist, but this has increased drastically during the past 1 year since the COVID times. This feeling that I'm talking about is a feeling of loneliness associated with anxiety, associated with nervousness. These three things club together. People are feeling a sense of loneliness and anxiety and stress a lot more these days than ever before. So, today I'm going to talk about what happens when we are feeling lonely, what are the various thoughts that come into our head, and how to deal with it, how we can help ourselves get out of it, overcome it, and if it's extremely difficult, if it's getting absolutely impossible for us to help ourselves, how seeking therapeutic help can pull you out of this feeling of loneliness. So, keep watching. Before we go into the cure part of it, let's talk about what really happens, understanding the feeling world, in understanding the internal world that we live in when we are talking about or complaining about that feeling of extreme loneliness, and how we are trying to combat it. So the first feeling that we need to talk about is a feeling of detachment, a feeling that, like, you're not able to connect with anybody else, a feeling of fear of judgment, fear of being shamed, fear of traumatic experiences, conflicts with loved ones, relationships growing apart. So these are all mixed feelings which come along with feelings of loneliness. But what we understand is the loneliness part of it. These feelings are at the layers and layers beneath it. Then is this inability to connect or to strengthen certain bonds that we are looking at. All of us want to connect to certain people, so certain people whom we are most comfortable with. It could be a partner, it could be your girlfriend, boyfriend, it could be your spouse, it could be your parent, whoever it is, it could be a child. So whoever you're trying to connect with, there seems to be a difficulty in establishing that connect. But what happens again is that's something that we are not able to see for ourselves. What we see is the loneliness part of it. What we see is how we are suffering from heartache, or we're feeling a strange abandonment, a strange uh, where you just don't know whether you are sure of that relationship or not, whether you are connected in that relationship or not. So that lack of surety comes in. The third thing would be, sometimes our loved ones are genuinely unavailable, or they have their own things to do. But what happens, because we are needy at that point of time, we start feeling that the other person is not available to us, results again in a feeling of loneliness. But this is what is going on here. A very important thing is this need to connect with this other person, need to tell this person that I am looking for you to give me this time. The next one is loss of a loved one. A lot of times loneliness sets in with the loss of a loved one. Then sometimes loneliness also could be from challenges from a new environment. You've suddenly gotten into a new environment, new people, new culture. So this newness can also make you feel that this is not where I belong. I'm missing a sense of familiarity. So withdraw into your own shell initially. But this we are social people, we like other people. So what happens is, at that point of time, that feeling comes in that I am again being estranged or abandoned. Then there are certain uncontrollable habits that we have which shoo people away, which shoo our loved ones away, which again results in loneliness. So we need to understand, is any of this happening to you which is causing your loneliness? Now I'm going to ask you a few questions. You, the viewers, please take a moment and think if any of them apply to you. Are you by any chance going through a persistent sadness? Are you feeling sad for a very long time? Do you feel a lack of ability to understand yourself or another in a relationship? Are you feeling dejected? Are you going through anxiety or nervousness off and on? Think of it for the last 6 months. How have you been feeling? Do you feel a loss of purpose in life? Do you feel a lack of connect with your loved ones, connect with your environment? Do you feel restless? The last one is, do you find yourself connecting more with non-living things than living things these days? If the answer is yes to more than one of these questions, please ask yourself this question, that are you feeling lonely? Are you going through a phase of loneliness? And if it is making you uncomfortable, is it time that you seek help? Now, I want to talk to you about how you can deal with your loneliness by yourself. There are things you can do for yourself which can help you overcome loneliness. Also, I will be talking about how therapy can help you. So, first, let me give you all some tools to work on, which could help you along the way of getting yourself cured of your loneliness. The first one talks about taking care of yourself. If you are feeling lonely, if you've identified that you are someone who's going through loneliness, what you can do is realize that there are certain aspects of your life, there's certain areas of your life which needs immediate care and attention. So when you take care and attention, so automatically you start investing in yourself. You meet people, you get help from other people, so automatically there is a communication, there's churning, and there is cleaning or up of some aspect of your life which is messed up. The next one is capitalize on the present moment. At this moment, what can I do? What is it that is available, what resources are available to me right now, than think of all the handicaps that I can go through, because it's a kind of situation where we are not going out, it's not all open, and we can't access every place on earth. So we start thinking of all the limitations in our head. So instead of limitations, I want you to think of what is available for the moment. The next one is connect with real life. We have had an overdose of this virtual business, of this whole virtual world. So let's start connecting with the real life once more. You don't have to go all out if you are unsure or if you're feeling scared still, but gradually have more people interaction. The next one is rethink how you spend your spare time. Yes, a lot of times we don't really spend our spare times well these days, more so because of things like Netflix, an Amazon Prime, or an Alexa, or everything. Everything's come into probably one or two remote controls, and we are sitting on the couch and we're just trying to run our lives with those remote controls. So what has happened is we are not really exploring, we are not thinking that yes, I have a lot of time in hand, what can I do creative, what can I do that will lift my mood up instantly? If not anything else, if I move around, if I just get up and clean something, if I just get up and probably put on the music and dance, or jump around or do anything, so that will also probably make a better use of my time. The next one is try and do more things or more activities with other people. So these are all things that you can do for yourself to overcome loneliness. Now we'll be looking at how therapy can help you.